Hi, Capricorn. It's Angela. We're going to do your August reading for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And from that, we're going to start with an oracle card from the Wild Mystic deck. And then we'll do a spread here that I pulled with the Zen cards. Okay, it's good to see you here. This is going to be for August 2022, or like I always say, anytime that you come upon this video, the guidance is waiting for you to absorb and apply to your life. This is soul guidance. This is not anything in your external world. It affects your external world, but this is your own inner being and the way you approach, finding maybe creative ways to approach life and situations. And for you, Capricorn, from this deck, I got freedom. This is depicted by the narwhal. If you're not familiar with that animal, people don't know a lot about it. It does not like to be held captive. It's not a good animal in captivity. I think, it's got that long tusk. And I think in older days, they kind of equated it to like the unicorn, right? It has its own uniqueness, its own magical way of showing up in the world. And this is a calling for you, Capricorn, to go ahead and show and express yourself creatively and through, the unique being that you are. So let's see what the Zen cards say for you. The first card here is your starting point, and it's creativity. This is you waiting to express yourself, express your individuality and all the unique ways that you are. Know your power, and then, express it. Know your strengths and show up with it, right? But with the freedom to be fully who you are. I love that. This is great. So internally, the card that supports this calling for you to creatively express yourself, this doesn't have to mean like a creative project or, being an artist or being a creator. This is just that creative spark within you that, you could be creative in the way you communicate. You could be creative in the way you show up in your relationships, right? It's just a matter of making sure the expression of your unique being is guiding you forward. Internally, what supports that vibe of creativity is the Fool. So for some of you, this could be maybe something that you're trying out that you've not really done before, right? That maybe up until now, you've sort of blended in with the crowd and not really shown up with all of your uniqueness, coming out or whatever. And so this could be a new beginning for you, a new path that you're exploring to go ahead and just express yourself from the inside out. And then otherwise, this could be just a specific situation that you're in that is calling for you to go ahead and, sorry, I have to get my cord, to go ahead and start this situation, start down the path of that situation with your full sense of unique being, all of your individuality showing up. So it could be that this is an internal nudge that's going on within you that you're guided to kind of know, this is the way to go forward, right? With my unicorn, or my narwhal tusk leading the way, right? Freedom of expression, freedom of individuality, and within you, proceeding in that way is probably at least worth a shot, but also, a good way forward. In your external world, this creates harmony, it creates balance and alignment within your inner being. Intuition and heart especially is highlighted here, and your inner alignment could have been off or blocked because you've been working on, kind of trying to fit in or not making waves and really not expressing yourself fully with your beliefs, or, maybe it's in a group situation and you're just kind of blending in like a wallflower. And this is really calling for you to kind of just come out, show up, be yourself. and it will actually create a sense of like almost a sense of coming home within your inner being, that oh yeah, this is the way, like you found that pocket, right? That helps you to feel aligned as you proceed through your life. The key to moving forward and bringing this to another level of awareness is, I pulled the burden card. So this is your mental burdens. This is a mind-based card. This is your preconceived thoughts, your old paradigms, old belief systems. Oh, if I show myself, for exactly who I am, I may not be accepted, or, people aren't going to care as much for me if I say exactly what I think and feel, which is really not the truth. And that really does actually, those thoughts cause a burden within you, because it's not this alignment, right? That third eye that's wide open in this card shuts down when it comes to the judgments and the preconceived thoughts and those kind of things that go through your mind. And most of that is falsely rooted anyway. Always the best way to proceed through your life is in your unique individual way, right? There's like, what do they say? It's like I don't know, hundreds of billion chance of you even being born, because of the way the sperm, and the egg, that one sperm and that one egg or whatever connected and created you. It's a very, very small chance of, occurrence or whatever, that those two combined made you, right? And so be that, you're so unique and so magical and amazing just to have been born. Be that, right? And don't worry about others' perceptions or how you used to see yourself, or, as you unfold and become more of who you are, it could be very different from who you've shown up as in the past, but it doesn't matter. This is who you are now. This is what you're feeling. It's what you're inspired to express, right? So just keep that uniqueness in mind. Now we get to this second level of awareness, and we get to a higher, our higher self is kind of guiding us now through this as we continue to develop and show up in the world as our unique self. And the landing point on that next level of awareness is the moment to moment card. This is kind of reminding you that each step that you're in, this very step I'm in now, is perfect and I'm supported. And then that next step that I'm going to take will be perfect and supported, as long as you stay aligned, right? He's got his feet right under him. He's got his eyes closed as he's walking down that river, but he's staying aligned so that right when the moment comes that he needs to take the next step, he will take it. And it makes perfect sense. And he knows, really doesn't know, didn't plan it out, right? It didn't plan the timing, didn't plan the length of the step, right? It's just that he knows when it needs to come, it will come. And there's a trusting in that. And as far as that has to do with your freedom to be, right? It's everything. My freedom to be exactly as I am pertains to this very moment. And then in the next moment, that idea of who I am could shift or grow or evolve. And that's what I become now, right? And every moment you step through that. Internally, the internal energy underneath this moment to moment vibe, and trusting each step along the way, is the politics card. This is a mental card as well. And this is asking you to drop the mask, to be your creative self, to be fully who you are and not hide behind anyone's expectations, anyone's preconceived notions of what you should be, or your own as well. Don't hide behind any masks, just be fully who you are. There will be a release probably as you do this work. There's usually a series of releases that you leave behind some of the old ways and old attitudes, which is par for the course, because it lightens your load and it lets your individuality just carry you forward, right? And then the final card, the outcome or the overview into this is celebration. It's like, yeah, like, look at that. The rain's coming down and these women are like, screw it, we're dancing. We're going to have fun anyway. It's a matter of just letting loose and going ahead and being that narwhal. Go ahead and be that unique individual in every way. The way you relate to others, the way you show up, the work that you do, the creative expressions that you amplify in your life. All of it has to do with, who you are at the core in this very moment, right? And it's a evolving thing, and it's a changing thing, and it's a beautiful thing if you're in the flow of that energy, right? If it's not manufactured, right? If you're just right in it with what the universe is bringing to you, you're flowing right with it. I love this. I really love this guidance. I think I'm going to keep this one bookmarked for myself, because it reminds you that there's no one else that's going to live and make decisions and interact with others and, show up in exactly the way you are. And that's to be celebrated, right? Okay, Capricorn, it was great to see you guys. I'll be back in a couple weeks with some mid-month updates. And until then, enjoy your August.